Beijing. The crowd packed into Tiananmen Square Road and raised their fists as Communist China's founding fathers strode onto the stage in the summer of 1966, recalls Yu Xiangzhen. "We went crazy," the retired journalist said nearly 50 years later. "We shouted, 'Long live Chairman Mao,' until I lost my voice." Yu, who was 13 at the time, was witnessing the start of one of the most traumatic periods in China's long history. Mao launched what became known as the Cultural Revolution on May 16, 1966. He sought to purify the country of capitalists, non-believers and anyone who questioned the preeminence of his own ideology. He called on the working class to rise up against representatives of the bourgeoisie, triggering the decade of upheaval that saw real or imagined enemies persecuted and driven from their homes and jobs. Millions more were uprooted from cities and sent to the countryside to work, and the economy contracted dramatically. There is no official death toll for the 10-year period, but scholars Frederick Farquhar and Michael Skoedels wrote in Mao's Last Revolution that 1.5 million people died of hunger, torture, execution and suicide in rural China alone. A similar number were permanently maimed, they estimated. China was like a madhouse, prominent Beijing-based historian Zhang Yifan told NBC News. Mao Zedong should take most of the responsibility, but it was a collective crime. All of China should clean the residue of the Cultural Revolution. Yu, the former journalist, was a member of Red Guard student mobs that fomented violence in many schools. At Mao's bidding, children turned on parents and teachers, and parts of the country descended into anarchy. Meanwhile, Mao cultivated his own personality cult, and the so-called Gang of Four coalition around him purged their rivals from power. The nationwide turmoil only ended when Mao died in 1976 and his allies were overthrown. For decades, Yu reflected on her role in the tumult. In 1990, she and some of her childhood classmates apologized to a teacher they had persecuted. Their apology was accepted, but she has only recently begun writing about the pain and destruction Mao unleashed. Yu hopes breaking the collective silence that still surrounds the period will help ensure nothing like it happens again.